back, everyone, for some more Phoenix Wright Justice for All. And we look to, hopefully, to conclude this investigation as we try to figure out once and for all what's going on with this whole case, what Matt Ongard's secret is, what was really going on between Adrian Andrews and Juan Carrera, and all that stuff. So hopefully we'll find out our answers in this episode. But before we do that, hope you guys have an awesome day today. Hope you guys doing well. So without further ado, let's continue on. Mr. Nick, your phone! Hey, that's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? I don't like the sound of this ringtone right now. It sounds kind of ominous. Yeah, I know. Hello? We're in trouble now, pal. I'll be back at the office real soon. What's wrong? Something really unexpected just happened. Mr. Edgeworth, Edgeworth? Anyway, hurry up and get back to the office, pal. I don't know what's going on anymore. It's no good that... Hello? He got cut off. Well, what's going on, Mr. Nick? Gumshoe said we need to go back to the office right away. Then we should hurry back. I'm scared to go back. What are you talking about, Mr. Nick? Pull yourself together. Maybe it'll be good news. Somehow, I doubt that. Yeah, let's go ahead and go immediately. March 22nd, Wright & Company Law Offices. What took you so long, pal? Mr. Edgeworth couldn't stick around forever and had to go. Well, what happened? We got him. We know who brought that spy camera. Hey? This quickly. And this bear is what gave them away, pal. The bear? I figured it out, pal. I figured that we should have been looking into the bear instead of the camera. But... Was it Mr. Edgeworth that figured? Shh, pearls. And, go on. There's only one person who bought one of these bears who's related to this crime. But who is it? Who would be so rude as to spy on another person in their room? Matt Ongard. Huh? Matt Ongard, your client, that's who, pal. And here I thought things couldn't get any worse. Are you sure you heard right? That the person who bought this bear was? I heard it from the department store clerk, pal. This is the credit card receipt for the purchase. It's worth $3,800, pal. That's an exact match to the price of that stuffed bear. A receipt? That's all you have? Nah, it's not just a receipt, pal. The store clerk said so himself. He told me I'm sure I sold the bear to Mr. Ongard. I mean, the clerk even got Mr. Ongard's autograph out of it, pal. So I'm sure the person that bought the stuffed bear was Mr. Ongard himself. My sight is failing me. This can't be. Credit card receipt added to the court record. A receipt for $3,800. Proof Ongard bought a stuffed bear identical to one in evidence. So what about the spy camera we found? That was a dead end, pal. I mean, you can get this kind of thing from anywhere. But for now, I guess I can give these back to you for you to file away into evidence. Spy camera, transmitter, and stuffed bear will refile into the court record. Set to record the victim's room from 8 p.m. to 1 hour was running at time of murder. I know you don't want to give up, pal. I didn't think it was possible. The person who put the spy camera in Juan Carrera's room was Matt Ongard. Well, why would Mr. Ongard do something like this? I thought it was to catch Miss Andrews and Mr. Carrera in one of the rendezvous. I bet it's not good enough for me. I have to know the absolute truth. Yeah, I have to know the absolute truth behind this camera. Are you gonna see him? Mr. Ongard, I mean? Yes. I'm scared, Mr. Nick. I wonder what we will find out next. I'm scared myself, but I have to put on a good face for pearls. Matt Ongard, what in the world have you done? Okay, we're gonna go back to the detention center. You're looking really late, you know. It's already past 10 p.m., dude. I think it's time you told me the truth. Relax. Don't you know that ignorance is bliss? But if you really want to know, let's talk. Okay, I think I'm actually gonna save here. And I'm gonna present the Magatama. Matt's secret. Now, let's hear what the secret of yours is. What if Mr. Kurita had been successful in his plan? What would he have disclosed? I told you before, dude, I don't know. I don't know anything about one, okay? Look, Mr. Ed, I can keep on saying it until I'm blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay Juan any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on. I was in the middle of a nap. Don't lie to me. Huh? I know you paid close attention to Mr. Kurita, especially on that night. Someone used this camera to secretly film Mr. Kurita's room the night of the murder. Secretly film? What? And then sent the images the camera took with his transmitter. Wow, but dude, where was this camera you talk about hidden? Well, it was hidden in the stuffed bear. The spy camera was hidden in this bear's eye. The bear that was supposed to be a present from a fan. I guess Juan had a few of those kinds of fans too, huh, dude? Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan. You sure, dude? Who else could it be from? The person who gave this bear to Mr. Kurita was... Well... That is Matt Ongard. Mr. Ongard, don't you know this bear from somewhere? I don't think I've ever met Mr. Bear before, dude. Aw, but he says he knows you. How could you forget such a great friend? What else did the bear tell you? He says that the one who put the camera in his eye was you, Mr. Ongard. If I didn't know how you work in court, I think I was in serious trouble. Come on, this is all a joke, right, dude? You're just pulling my leg. Looks like you're not ready to give up your secret yet. Well, do you have any proof you want to show me first? Here is proof that it was you that put the camera inside the bear. I have here one credit card receipt, Mr. Ongard. It's from when you bought that stuffed bear. Dude, all you can tell from that is that I spent $3,800. I go to the department store all the time, okay? This $3,800, this could be the toothbrush I bought one time. A $3,800 toothbrush? It's ivory, and it's got elephant hair from bristles. Ew, elephant hair? Is that what rich people use nowadays? Anyway, the store clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you even gave him an autograph, did you not? Dude, you should have said that earlier. So can I ask you one thing? Yes? You're my lawyer, right, dude? So, if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like that? Because if I don't know the truth, I can't help you. Sounds more like stupid lawyer talk to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay? No, not yet. I haven't asked why you set the camera up yet. And what your secret is. Of course, it would be strictly confidential. So, what are you going to do now? I'm gonna find out what I want to know, because I must. The reason you hid this camera in Mr. Kurita's room and filmed its secret is... Adrian Andrews. There's a rumor going around that Miss Andrews and Mr. Kurita were having secret meetings. You, who was keeping tabs on Mr. Kurita, you were going to reveal this as fact and turn it into a scandal, wasn't that right? Dude, you can be such a moron. Huh? Oh man, Mr. Lawyer, dude, that kind of scandal, that's the good stuff. That's what we in the industry call juicy. The good stuff. Juicy? Look, we could get publicity without spending a penny with that kind of stuff. I mean, if people stopped paying attention to us, then it would be the end, dude. Too bad that wasn't your intention. What are you talking about? I wish your reason for spying was something so innocent. But it wasn't. You didn't spy on Mr. Kurita because of Miss Andrews. Then there's only one reason I can think of you do such a thing. The real reason you set up that camera in Mr. Kurita's room was... and it's because of this. Well, what is this card? Maybe he doesn't know about this card. This is a certain man's calling card. The man's name is Shelly the Killer, and I'm sure you know of him, don't you? Shelly the Killer? That's ridiculous. Why would I know some shady scumbag like him? If you really don't know him, then why are you acting so jumpy all of a sudden? This is it. Finally starting to get to the truth. I can't afford to make any more mistakes now. Mr. Matt Ongard, I know why you know Mr. the Killer. It's because... well, it's because you're his client. Since you're the one who set up that camera, that means you knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So, how would you know something like that? It's because you're his client. That's why. You hired Shelly the Killer to assassinate Mr. Juan Kurita. The real mastermind behind this whole murder is you, Matt Ongard. And here I was, trying to be a good boy for you, dude. I thought if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. Well, that's what I thought anyway. Mr. Ongard, you really did hire? Hold on a sec. I'm gonna consult myself, okay? Consult myself? Well, I guess it's probably about time anyway. About time for what? I think it's time for you to meet him now, Mr. Lawyer Dude. Oh, dang. How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm Matt Ongard. Oh, boy. Well done, Mr. Wright. I bet it wasn't easy to gather as much information as you have. You really... so you were Shelly the Killer's client? You didn't really think I would dirty my own hands in this, did you? Well, what do you mean? And that woman, Adrian, was quite brave herself. Trying to stick the crime on me, I didn't think she had it in her. But all I care about is that Juan is dead. Isn't that right, Mr. Lawyer? That's... you're lying! What a terrible... It's way past your bedtime, little girl. Go on and let us grown-ups talk about more adult things. But why? Why did you hide the video camera in? A weakling soon believes the words of others, just like that pathetic Adrian. He knew about Miss Andrews' secret? But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. What? Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by holding the sinful deed over their heads. And a superstar like me, how much do you think I'm worth? Care to guess? And that's why... Yes, that's where the video comes in. It's got his face and the crime scene recorder on it, preserved for all time. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. That's right, that video is my insurance. Isn't that what they call it, Mr. Ray? Why would you do something so wrong? Because I'm a grown-up, and I can. Good enough an answer for you, little girl? Why would you kill Mr. Kurita? Because he was about to sling so much dung onto my beautiful public image. Scandals are a little annoying, aren't they? This is all because of that press conference, isn't it? If Mr. Kurita had been able to give it, then Mr. Ongard's secret would have... Ah, well, that's what we call taking advantage of the situation, you know. I had no interest in doing it, really, but bit by bit it crept up on me. And then the situation just presented itself perfectly. How beautiful, I thought. And that's how Mr. Kurita ended up dead. Let me tell you something. I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone. People are simply things to be used and thrown away. Put on a sweet, innocent face and people will swallow anything you feed them. Adrian fell for it, the assassin too. Oh, and how can I forget? Even you fell for it, Mr. Lawyer. Everyone, all working their butts off of me, Matt Ongard. Did that leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You've grown awfully quiet. How could I have been so deceived by you all this time? When we first met, I asked if you had killed Juan Carita, and you answered very clearly that you hadn't killed anyone. Hey, no, I never told you any lies. That person who did the killing was that the killer guy, right? I'm guilty of taking a cat nap in my room. You killed Mr. Carita. I dare you to say that in court tomorrow. Grr. Aw, but too bad you can't. You're my lawyer after all, aren't you? You could always drop my case and refuse to represent me. How does that sound? Aw, but you can't, can you? That would be the one thing you absolutely can't do. Mr. Bayer! You wouldn't want to test the killer. He's a man of his word, or so I hear. You could end up getting a set in front of you as rubbed out if you lose. You. Scoundrel. So if I were you, Mr. Wright, Esquire, I think I would give it my all tomorrow. Remember, everyone likes a happy win-win resolution. I'll get you for this. That's such a cliché phrase. One said something just like that if memory serves. Of course, well, we all know how well things turned out for him, don't we? Good night, Mr. Lawyer. Maya, what am I supposed to do? Wow. And now you finally found it. The starting line of this case. Edgeworth. I don't care for the horrid atmosphere here. Let's return to the precinct. March 22nd, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. Well, Wright, what are you gonna do? If you plan on changing your strategy... No! We can't do that! That's right. He's holding Maya hostage. What should I do? That's not something I can answer for you. Mr. Edgeworth? Right. Only you could decide where to go from here. 1 year ago, at that time, I didn't truly understand what a prosecutor was. And that is why I had to leave the prosecutor's office. I felt that I couldn't stand in the court of law until I knew what a prosecutor really was. And now, Wright, it's your turn. My turn? What is this thing called a lawyer? What can you do as one? You must find the answer, and you must find it on your own. I'm a lawyer, but to fight for someone who is clearly a killer... Matt Ongard, that man is really... It doesn't matter who. Every person deserves a proper defense and a fair trial. Isn't that the basis of our judicial system? Proper defense? But what exactly is that? Is it where a lawyer forcibly and blindly gets an acquittal through shouting and trickery? Ironic that you of all people should say such a thing. Isn't that exactly how you have fought for your clients up until now? Well, that may be true, but that's because I believed my clients to be innocent from the bottom of my heart. But if I were to get Ongard an acquittal, that isn't a proper defense at all. I became a lawyer because I thought I could save people who were suffering and in pain. But when I look at this mess we're in, I can't even protect the person closest to me. Even if I win the case, I still lose in the end. I just don't know what to do. Right, would you get a hold of yourself? You have it all wrong. Huh? We aren't some sort of heroes. We're only human, you and I. You want to save someone? That's something easier said than done, wouldn't you say? You're a defense attorney. You can't run away from that. You can only fight. That's all you can do. People like you and Francisca von Karma are always using all you have to pin me down. You fight to the very end even when you know the truth is not with you. But I'm not like you. I can't fight for a false verdict for a man I clearly know to be guilty. Francisca, she fights for herself. The only thing she fights for is her perfect win record. That's all. And, isn't that the same as you? Isn't that why you ran away a year ago? Because your precious win record was destroyed? You were so petty. I see. Now I understand why you despise me so. However, you were mistaken. What are you... Thanks to you, when you sealed off my path to a perfect win record, I began to realize the error of my ways. I realized that things such as a perfect record were meaningless. What? I don't believe you. Are you saying that is why you left the prosecutor's office? But then why? Why are you here now? The answer to that is something you will find out on your own. I have faith you will see it before the verdict is read tomorrow. But if you can't, then you will be powerless to change the ending of this story.
Mr. Nick, the transceiver!
I'm sorry for what happened earlier. Now then, Mr. Attorney, do you wager you can obtain an acquittal tomorrow? My, what is the matter, Mr. Attorney? I don't sense your usual anger this time. Tell me, please, why are you holding Maya hostage for Matt Ongard's sake? Why are you doing this for that cold-blooded killer? Right. Please don't misunderstand things. He is my client. Don't toy with me. A man who hires an assassin is just as much of a killer himself. I believe you were asking me for a reason as to why I'm doing what I am. Yeah. This is what I like to call my aftercare. What the heck is aftercare? My name carries a certain amount of honor and dignity, Mr. Attorney. I take great care to ensure that no suspicion falls upon my clients for my handiwork. That is what is called client relations and is part of an assassin's duty. An assassin's duty? We were unlucky this time and my client was arrested as a suspect. As a result, I did what I had to do and enlist your expert help, Mr. Attorney, and to ensure that you would do everything in your power to the very end. Well, what is your name? I believe I told you once before, however. You did, but... My name is... The Killer. Shelly the Killer. You are Shelly the Killer? Please keep in mind you do not have much space to maneuver with me. As a killer, I will always finish what I set out to do. If you fail to keep up your end of the bargain... Maya! It would be my duty as an assassin to see to it she receives a nice long nap.
No!
Now then, if you'll excuse me, if someone were to trace the signal back to me, it would be quite troublesome.
Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya!
I don't know what to say. Edgeworth! Did you hear that? At the end of that transmission? Huh? Oh, that. Sounded like a cat.
A cat?
It can't be. That cat. Can it?
What is it?
I think I know where Shelly the Killer is holding Maya hostage. Edgeworth, have all the police units head for Ongard's Mansion immediately. Alright, you hurry over as well then. Don't lose hope. Yeah, don't lose hope yet, pros. The fight has only just begun.
Yeah!
March 22nd, Ongard Mansion, living room. Maya!
Please answer us, Mr. Maya!
We have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape. Assuming he's still in the area. I can't believe it. That butler, all this time, he was the killer. He and Ongard were working together all this time. I'm sure they had worked out a contingency plan ahead of time.
Oh, it's a figurine of a bear! But there are a lot of cuts in it for some reason.
Figurine added to the court record. A wooden bear-shaped figurine is covered in many thin cuts. A bear? Isn't that more of a thing for Mr. Kurita? Why would something like this be here? Right, look down. There's a little pet door installed here.
Oh, I'm sure that's with Shu.
Do you think that this came through that little door? This door, it's locked. Well, I'm pretty used to breaking doors down by now. Let's go, Edgeworth. Ah! There's no one here! From the looks of this room, I would say this is Ongard's private lounge. Look at this, Ray. An antenna for sending and receiving radio signals and a VCR. Check inside the deck. If there's a tape, it would be an important piece of evidence. If we're lucky, it'll have the moment the crime was committed recorded on it. I'm sorry, but the tape deck is empty. There's no tape to be found.
No!
But there's no mistake that someone used to use this to record something. Looks like someone took the tape we're looking for and escaped with it. We've searched all over, but it looks like he got away. I'm sorry. Looks like he slipped out of our grasp this time. And now, we've lost our only lead. Don't give up yet. That little girl is looking to you to be her pillar. Yeah, you're right. We're close, I can tell. We've already set up checkpoints along every route leading out of this district. Leave the rest to us. Maya. This looks like a picture of Miss Impax. With love, Celeste.
Miss Impax, you mean?
Yes, Mr. Kurita's former manager.
Why would a picture of Miss Impax be here in Mr. Ongard's mansion?
And why does it say, with love? This might be a clue. Celeste's photo added to the court record, found at Ongard Mansion. With love, Celeste, is written on it.
Ah!
What's wrong, Pearls?
Please let me see that picture frame.
Huh? What's so special about the frame?
On the back, there's something written on the back of the frame. Maya. It's Mystic Maya. She left us a message.
But what?
I thought you'd come. I knew you would. Now listen up. You better get Ongard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever. I'm fine, so you don't need to worry. There's so much I want to write, but I don't think I have a lot of time left. Pearly, you there too, right? Make sure you help Nick, okay? Someone's gonna watch over the helpless lunk. That's it for now, Nick. Guess I'll talk to you later. No! Mystic Maya!
Right. What's wrong? Why the blank stare? Oh, nothing. We've searched the house and this is the last room. It looks like he eluded us. Edgeworth. Yes? As far as clues go, I think this is all I'm gonna get. But I'm still short one last thing. And what is that? Miss Andrews' psyche lock. If I could just find out what secret she's holding, then I think I stand a chance in court tomorrow. To blow this case wide open and expose the truth. I think I know what you're thinking. I'll contact the detention center. Thanks, Edgeworth. Well, let's go, Pearls. It's time to open that last lock. March 22nd, detention center. Visitors room. Good evening, Mr. Wright. What's wrong? You look ill. Miss Andrews, I have come to remove your psyche lock. Psyche lock? I want to know, and you will tell me. Your secret. Fine, go ahead. Try to break me if you can. Oh, a challenge, you say?
Take that!
Why frame him? Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. Ongard for the murder? I've already told you countless times, it's because I thought Matt was the killer. No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Miss Ongard. Miss Andrews, you may think I didn't hear it, but I know you said something earlier. You said revenge. So you're saying I was taking my revenge out on Matt, and that's why? Well, what an absurd idea. I don't have anything I want to take revenge for. Miss Andrews, a woman who lives by being dependent on other people. There is something or someone in her past that would make her take revenge.
Take that!
Celeste. There's only one catalyst that could cause such strong feelings, and even revenge. And that is Mrs. Impax's suicide. Whoa, what are you trying to say? Celeste was Juan's manager. On top of that, the one who hid her suicide note was also one. What does this all have to do with Matt? You're right, you haven't mentioned him yet. But for you to hate Mr. Ongard, it would mean that he must have had some relation to Miss Impact and her suicide. Can you explain to me this relation between Celeste and Matt?
Take that!
This is a photo of Miss Impact's, correct? She looks younger than when she passed away, though. What? With love, Celeste. This is Miss Impact's handwriting, isn't it? Where did you find this? No, that's alright. It was a rhetorical question. Yeah, it is. I found this at Mr. Ongard's mansion. And after all this time, my last remaining secret has been revealed. Unlocked successful. Celeste, she was supposed to get married to Juan. Yes, but I heard that it didn't work out.
Because Mr. Creator didn't want to get married to her anymore, right?
Yes. Because of Matt.
Well, because of Mr. Ongard? What do you mean?
I think I could see where this is going. Celeste, she was Matt's manager a long time ago. She was the happiest woman in the world at the time. I was working part-time back then, and I often saw the two of them together. So that's why, with love, Celeste is written on the frame in that picture.
They were a couple, weren't they?
There wasn't anything as splendid as that. Celeste was being used. Toyed with until she was thrown away.
That's so horrible!
Matt's entire image is built around how nice and wonderful of a man he is. A scandal would have destroyed that. Which is why Celeste, in her kindness, moved over to Worldwide Studios. And that is where she met Juan. She seemed really happy with him, even happier when she was with Matt. Celeste and Juan was such a good match, even planning to get married. And then, it was suddenly called off. On the night Juan called their marriage off, Celeste, she killed herself. And that's why I framed Matt. It was revenge for Celeste and for myself. I'm sure even you can guess why Juan called the wedding off, right? Matt confessed to Juan about his relationship with Celeste. I see. So that's what happened.
But... then why did Mr. Kurita have to call off the wedding? I don't understand at all.
It was probably because of his worthless male pride. Juan and Matt were always fierce rivals. Matt waited for the wedding announcement and then unleashed the truth on Juan. He was aiming for when it would hurt Juan the most.
Poor Miss Impax!
That wasn't the end of it. That day, I'm almost certain that Celeste left a suicide note behind. And in that note, she left a detailed account of Matt's various misdeeds, and so that she would never again be hurt by Matt, she chose to die. Then when Juan discovered her body, he hid her note.
But why would he do that?
It's simple. Juan realized that note was a powerful weapon against Matt, and it would be especially damaging to his refreshing like a spring breeze image. In any case, with his pride hurt, Juan sought revenge. Revenge? There's that word again. Juan wanted to publicly disclose the contents of that suicide note. At a time that would cause Matt the most damage, of course. And that was at the press conference after the stage show. I know all about it because I heard it all from Juan. It was so I could find out about all this that I drew close to Juan to begin with. They're quite a pair of hideous monsters, aren't they? Even Celeste's death was something for them to use in their game. That night when I found Juan's body, it was only natural that I thought the murderer was Matt. Those two were always spying on one another after all. As for me, I was frantically searching for Celeste's suicide note. I wanted to destroy it before it ever went public. I was going to burn it. I had even brought a lighter. But I couldn't find the suicide note, and that's when revenge crossed my mind. Yes, I was gonna bring them my own kind of cruel revenge. Celeste was killed by those two monsters. So when I stabbed one's body with that knife, I didn't feel a single shred of guilt. And that's all I have to say. Well, Mr. Wright, even knowing all this, are you still gonna help that man? I'm a lawyer. I see. What a foul profession. Thank you very much for your time and for talking with me. It was no big deal. I couldn't sleep anyway. I can't sleep either, not with my situation, or with what I know now. And with that concludes the investigation. And then we'll be going back to trial, and wow, we got a dilemma in our hands. So we're now representing someone which we know to be guilty in this case, but we have to figure out something to do in order to save Maya. Which is hopefully what we'll start doing in the next episode, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. I'll be seeing you guys again next time.